So Kilkenny 320, Dublin 222 at Croke Park. A massive win in the end for Kilkenny, who progressed to the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship final. And, in the end, it turned out to be quite a close game going into the closing stages. Dublin, fighting back from 16 points down. Quite an extraordinary turnaround. And in the end, Hugh Lawler's late point proving to be the difference for Kilkenny, but an extraordinary game of hurling that we have witnessed in Croke Park. It's certainly a day for comebacks, there's absolutely no doubt about it, but in the end it is Kilkenny who advanced to the final. What's going on, everyone? It's Aaron here from GA Fan TV, back again, of course, with my match reaction and my thoughts after Dublin have been beaten by a point by Kilkenny at Croke Park in the Leinster Senior Hurling Championship semi-final. Yeah, look, listen, big win in the end for Kilkenny. They were the massive favourites coming in, and everyone did expect Kilkenny to beat the Dubs coming into this match. And, you'd have to give Kilkenny, a huge amount of credit, especially for that first half performance, scoring 3 goals. TJ Reid in particular, as always, unplayable at times in the first half, and Dublin couldn't deal with Kilkenny's forward line of Colin Fennelly, TJ Reid, Owen Cody, for example. But I suppose first of all what we'll do is we'll have a look at the teams that played, as always, here. So I suppose first of all what we'll do is we'll have a look at the Dublin team. So pretty much an unchanged team to the side that beat Laois last weekend. So I suppose first of all, of course, in goal was Alan Nolan. Of course, the fullbacks Paddy Smith, Owen O'Donnell and James Madden. The half-back line, of course, was Conor Burke, Dara Gray and Cian O'Callaghan. And of course in the midfield it was Sean Moran and Rhian McBride. Of course in the half-forward line, Cian Boland, Chris Crummy and Danny Sutcliffe. And then Donald Burke, David Keogh and Ronan Hayes, of course, made up the full forward line. Of course, for the Kilkenny side, of course, it was Owen Murphy in goal, Conor Delaney, Hugh Lawler and Kieran Wallace. Then Padraig Walsh, Paddy Deegan and Richie Reid, of course, making up the half-back line. Killian Buckley, Conor Fogarty and of course, making up the midfield. And then half-forwards were John Donnelly, TJ Reid and Walter Walsh. And then, of course, Billy Ryan, Colin Fennelly and Owen Cody, of course, up top. And, of course, Ronan Hayes didn't start in the game. Liam Rush, of course, came in instead. Very experienced hurler, of course, Liam Rush, but probably didn't have the best game, in all honesty. And, look, listen, it was an interesting start, wasn't it? Dublin probably starting the brighter in the first half, especially in the early stages, hitting a couple of early scores from the likes of Donald Burke, who, of course, was outstanding in that game versus Laois. But both teams were very much operating the long ball. Kilkenny were hitting a long ball into their full forward line, the likes of TJ Reid, the likes of Owen Cody, for example. And Dublin just could not deal at all with this Kilkenny forward line. Dublin's long balls going into Dublin's full forward line. The likes of Chris Crummy, for example, and the likes of Danny Sutcliffe and Liam Rush. It just wasn't working at all. And in many ways in the first half, it was almost like a challenge match. Owen Cody hitting a fantastic score in the 11th minute. Brilliant getting away from his man and slotting it over the bar. And Dublin were struggling. They were struggling quite massively. And you could see that James Madden, it wasn't quite working for him on TJ Reid. I really felt like they should have put Conor Burke on TJ Reid or maybe Owen O'Donnell. A little bit like what we did in the second half. In the second half, we seen a lot of changes in the defence for Dublin. And obviously, Conor Burke ended up playing the sweeper. But yeah, Dublin were outplayed in the first half, absolutely no doubt about it. And of course, for the first goal, TJ Reid, of course, nicking it off Owen O'Donnell, and then of course playing it into Owen Cody, who slipped it into Colin Fennelly, and he slotted it comfortably past Alan Nolan. And from there, the floodgates really did open for Kilkenny. TJ Reid with a fantastic second goal, controlling the ball beautifully, and then just lifting it comfortably past Alan Nolan. And from there, I worried for Dublin. At one stage, all of a sudden, we're 10, 11, 12 points down, and as the scoreline was ticking over, you were starting to think, this could be very bad for Dublin. This could be very bad indeed. If Dublin get beat by 20, 25 points or even more, it's just not good for Dublin hurling. It doesn't set a good example for the Dublin hurlers. Obviously, that didn't happen in the end. Dublin did make a massive fight back in the second half, but Dublin were very casual in defence, very poor marking. Owen O'Donnell getting dragged out of position at times, James Madden getting dragged out of position, and we just massively struggled with that Kilkenny forward line. In midfield as well, Dublin couldn't deal with the likes of Walter Welsh, who was dropping in there at times. And Dublin were hitting far too many wides. I think they hit 7 wides in that first half, which was very poor from a Dublin point of view. Donald Burke probably not quite as good in this game as he was in the Laois game, missing a couple of chances in the first half when normally he would have scored them. And I suppose, a massive goal chance for Dublin just towards the end of the first half when Owen Murphy, of course, made a massive save, of course, from Chris Crummey, and of course Killian Buckley doing very well, of course, to put off Chris Crummey in that attack. And Dublin were just massively struggling. The water break came at a good time. Dublin were able to regather momentum a little bit and try and get back into the game. But all in all, in the first half, Kilkenny were winning all the 50-50 balls. TJ Reid running rings around Hugh Madden. Hugh Lawler, fantastic in the fence, really suffocating Danny Sutcliffe from time to time. Danny Sutcliffe really struggled in the first half, and when Dublin were trying to play it through the midfield, the ball was breaking down, and obviously the emphasis on the crossfield pass from Kilkenny was working quite significantly. And of course, John Donnelly's point right at the end of the first half very much epitomised that. And Kilkenny got the third goal. Colin Fennelly had three dubs chasing him, of course, from behind. But in the end, another goal. And, one stage in the second half, it was 16 points, a 16-point deficit. And, you wondered, where were Dublin going to turn this around? How were Dublin going to turn this around? Where are we going to get back into this? Was it going to be 25 to 30 points? But in the end, what a fight back it was from Dublin. A massive fight back from Dublin. Ronan Hayes, who came on, was fantastic. He was winning a lot of ball higher up the field. Suddenly, Kilkenny's defence were struggling a lot more. I do think Kilkenny switched off quite a bit. The game was very much wrapped up in their point of view. At least they thought anyway, and it was a lot of complacency, in my opinion, from Kilkenny in the second half, and that's definitely something they will have to work on against either Galway or Wexford, because in that Leinster final, if they switch off like that against the Galway or Wexford, they will be punished and they will be beaten, absolutely no doubt about it. And Dublin just kept chipping away with points from Ronan Hayes, Chris Crummey, Donald Burke. And then, Ronan Hayes got himself a goal. Chris Crummey followed that up with a fantastic goal. Really well taken finish, slotting it past Owen Murphy. And going into the final couple of minutes, you thought, not only could Dublin actually level this game, but maybe Dublin could actually win it. And Eamon Dillon, fantastic as well. Another really good performance from him. Great point, of course, in the closing stages. And, what a turnaround it was for Dublin. Conor Burke as the sweeper for the Dubs was fantastic. He was making a huge difference, of course, for Dublin in the second half when Kilkenny were trying to get the ball into the likes of TJ Reid and Colin Fennelly and so on, and Dublin were able to nullify Kilkenny in attack. And the forward line of Dillon, Hayes and Chris Crummey just caused all sorts of problems for Kilkenny. But in the end, Kilkenny's experience pretty much made the massive difference. Kind of going into the closing stages, Alan Murphy pouncing on a long ball that was played in, and he was able to slot it over the bar. And then, of course, Hugh Lawler with a very nice score that proved to be the difference, even after Donald Burke, or even before Donald Burke hit a late free as well. But, in the end, a lot of positives to take away from myself as a Dublin fan. We'll go into the qualifiers, and whoever we play, obviously Waterford beat Cork today, so we'll have to see who we get in the qualifiers. Definitely if we can play the way we played in the second half, in the qualifiers, we have a chance. We have a chance of going on a run, but this was a massive opportunity just towards the end of the game, maybe to take it to extra time, maybe to potentially cause an upset. But in the end, Kilkenny, you have to say their quality made the difference and their experience made the difference. And TJ Reid is always fantastic, scoring 1-8 I think in this game. Owen Cody making a massive difference for Kilkenny. Of course it was his senior debut in this game, and he scored 3-5 in a challenge match against Clare. So he's a top player as well. And yeah, what a fantastic win in the end for Kilkenny, although it certainly was fairly close going into the closing stages. Anyway, lads, do let me know down in the comments below what you made of the game. For Dublin, back to the drawing board, back into the qualifiers, of course, and we'll see how we get on from there. But obviously for Kilkenny, they'll be preparing now for a Leinster Hurling Championship final, of course. So yeah, lads, do let me know what you thought of the game down in the comments below. My name is Aaron, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one.